Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Jetzt aber Attacke da vorne. Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Schöneren Rennsport.
There are just 3 races remaining in what has been a phenomenal season of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and there are now just 2 drivers in the championship hunt. It's all come down to a fight between the new Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup champion, Alessandro Gueretti, and Robert De Haan. And yesterday, Robert De Haan dealt the first blows. He started on pole position and brought his car home in first place. The car that is prepared by Proton Huber Competition. Today, however, he has a real challenge. He's starting in 9th place. His main championship rival and the championship leader, Alessandro Gueretti, is starting in 3rd. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Austria, to the Red Bull Ring. What a legendary circuit. You would have seen just now the temperature, well, it's not especially warm, 15.8 degrees centigrade, but most importantly, it's dry, which is what it was not during qualifying on Friday. Tricky conditions, but the man who mastered those conditions, he punched the air then as well, Huub van Eindhoven, who scored his 5th pole position in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. But this man is very impressive. He's on his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this weekend as a substitute driver. He took his first win in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup last weekend in Monza. Wouter Boerenkamp on the front row in 2nd place. 3rd on the grid, championship leader Alessandro Gueretti, and he leads Robert De Haan by 29 points in the championship. Huub van Eindhoven, 78 points back, so out of contention. Ariel Levy looking for payback from yesterday. He was dispatched into the gravel, was distinctly grumpy about it when I spoke to him last night, but today is a new day, a new opportunity to get some silverware and take it back to Israel as he points to the top of his helmet. I can't see what's up there anyway. Matthias Ferreira, what a great qualifying he had. He starts 5th on the grid. He's on the pole position for the rookies. And yesterday in the rookies, Joe Warhurst had a great qualifying position. He had a poor start, was challenging Sasha Norden for first place in the rookies, got caught up in an accident involving Jan Seifert. Certainly it was of no fault of Joe's. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, made fairly sizable impact with Jan Seifert's car and was forced to retire from the race. It means that Sasha Norden extends his lead in the rookie championship. Now, Porsche have not issued an official points update yet. I think there's still things they're checking from yesterday. So my calculations are to be held very lightly, but I believe that Sasha Norden leads Joe Warhurst by 13 points in the rookie standings and Matthias Ferreira by 40 points. But Matthias Ferreira will certainly fancy an opportunity to jump up the pack because Joe Warhurst's car was very badly damaged yesterday. And again, I've had no official word on this, but I can see that Joe Warhurst is starting stone last on the grid. That's not where he qualified. And the car is in a livery that is a little bit unfamiliar. So I think he's had to take a replacement car after yesterday. So Joe Warhurst with a long day ahead of him, certainly a long half hour ahead of him, as he starts stone last on the grid in the Pro-Am Championship. Michael Schrei finished in second yesterday, third, because Søren Spreng took the win in the Pro-Am race. Unfortunately for him, the defending champion is out of the hunt in terms of championship points. It's Michael Schrei who leads Ahmed Al-Shihad by 32 points, with Michael Esman 61 points behind. So lots to play for also in the Pro-Am Championship. But Kai Pfister was the driver guesting, a regular guest in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, who qualified on pole for the Pro-Am drivers. We'll have a look at a grid properly in a minute. The engines are now running, and in just a few moments we will be getting ready to go. After this race, just 2 more left. The 2 at the Hockenheimring in October. There will be a new championship name on all the driver championships because Larry Tenforder is not defending. There's always a new rookie champion, and Søren Spreng is too far back to defend successfully his Pro-Am title. So we're going to have some new names on trophies come the end of the Hockenheimring in October. And this race could certainly point us towards who those names will be. Huub van Eindhoven on pole position. Wouter Boerkamp making his debut this weekend alongside Alessandro Gueretti, championship leader, with Ariel Levy on row 2. Row 3 of the grid, pole sitter for the rookies. Matheus Ferreira, Marvin Klein showed lots of promise yesterday, but got caught up in a lot of other people's issues. Podium finisher yesterday, Janis Stiak has Alex Tauscher alongside. Both Alex and Janis having a good day yesterday. Second in the championship, Robert de Haar, keep an eye on him. Home race for Kjarne Bloom, and very good qualifying, 10th on the grid. 11th, Theo Overhaus, the Porsche Junior. And then Sasha Norden, leader of the rookie championship alongside Senna van Serlen. And then 14th on the grid, Kai Pfister. What a great qualifying from him in the Pro-Am. Søren Spreng, the now outgoing Pro-Am champion, and the very impressive Oscar Bigstrud from Norway making his debut this weekend. Sebastian Freimuth is on row 9, has Gianluca Tucciaroglu turned 20 on Thursday. Flint Scheuring had a very poor qualifying, made great progress yesterday though. He starts row 10 with Mikael Esman alongside. Alexandra Vateva, who was second on debut in the rookies yesterday, is alongside Jonas Greif. And then the championship leader in the Pro-Ams, Mikael Schrei. Second in the Pro-Am championship, Ahmed Al-Shihab alongside him. And then bringing up the rear, Joe Warhurst. So much promise yesterday, was only a point behind going into the race. Was the victim of someone else's accident. It was all a bad day for the Brits at the Red Bull Ring yesterday. Ask Jack Aitken. But we'll be looking to make up for that today. And he will fight his way from the back of the pack. Well, I'm pleased that ties in with what I've worked out, but as I say, we don't actually have an official points from Porsche, but that's exactly what I believe it is as well. A 29-point gap between Gueretti and de Haan in the overall standings. A 13-point gap between Norden and Warhurst really has a steep mountain to climb today. But here at the Red Bull Ring, staying out of trouble, that's the first thing. Keeping it within the lines is another. We have so many track limit warnings, as is always the case here at the Red Bull Ring. But our Lucas Stegner, our race director, really getting on top of this and penalising drivers who perpetually exceed track limits. So it's a fairly tight circuit, 4.318 kilometres around. Only 10 turns, 7 of them to the right, 3 to the left. Loads of overtaking opportunities, loads of slipstreaming opportunities, particularly out of turn 1, along the flat-out turn 2, up the hill towards turn 3, and really exciting. High up, 677 meters above sea level. The cars are now all lined up on the grid. So the 5 red lights will go on and the 5 red lights will go off. Let's go racing at the Red Bull Ring. A great start from Huub van Eindhoven. He shuts the door in front of Wouter Boerkamp into turn 1. Keep an eye on Robert de Haan. He knows he's got to move forwards from here. So the 46 car already taking a tight line into turn 1. Around to turn 2 we will come. They're running 3-4 abreast. They're going to have to shuffle down in some kind of order here. This is the flat out turn 2. Wouter Boerkamp's getting a slipstream on Huub van Eindhoven up to turn 3, but Van Eindhoven has that line into turn 3. Alessandro Gueretti, championship leader there as well. Ariel Levy, now the cars go scattering off wide into turn 3. This is a tricky section. It's downhill into turn 4. Then Søren Spreng on the wide outside. Keep an eye on Flint Scheuring. He made rapid progress through the pack yesterday. Into turn 4 we come. And then it's out towards turn 5. A brief view of Robert de Haan on board. Kjarne Bloom, his home race. Lots of friends and family here this weekend in 8th place. Certainly wants to impress here as we ride on board with Alessandro Gueretti. Wouter Boerkamp ahead of him in 2nd place. Just behind Ariel Levy, wanting to make up for yesterday's disappointment. So incident involving Søren Spreng has been noted Always a little bit of bumping and barging on the opening lap. Huub van Eindhoven chinking off to the left, then to the right, taking a nice wide line into the corner. There's Sasha Norden, Alex Tauscher. So good start from Sasha Norden. Tauscher in 11th. Theo Overhaus just ahead of them. Out of turn 10 they come. Out along the pit straight. The slipstream quite powerful here at the Red Bull Ring. Up the hill they come. Defending that position, Ariel Levy with a bit of contact there from the car behind. So Levy had got in front of Alessandro Gueretti. So championship leader Gueretti got hung out to dry a little bit. Levy had got past Matheus Ferreira. Fancies having a go at Ariel Levy on the outside into turn 3. Janis Stiak in there as well. Marvin Klein at the back of that pack is Robert De Haan. So he could see his main championship rival also there as well. This is exciting stuff. The fight for third place, also a fight for the lead as well. The two GP Elite cars going side by side. Huub van Eindhoven looking calm and collected. Wouter Boerkamp dropping back into that second place, but lots of challenges for positions. So Alessandro Gueretti, who had been in that third place, getting shuffled back into the pack. Meanwhile, Wouter Boerkamp now challenging Huub van Eindhoven for the lead. Ariel Levy's just broken clear a bit in third place. Robert De Haan going 3 wide. Alex Tauscher going wide there as well. Are they all going to survive this? De Haan has got in front of Marvin Klein. De Haan has got in front of the championship leader. I do believe that Alessandro Gueretti is down into 8th place. So De Haan has done what he set out to do. Get in front of Alessandro Gueretti. This championship could well go down to the wire. So the rest of the cars cut through. Senna van Zerlen takes all 3 of the corner markers. Out towards turn 1 we come. It's Huub van Eindhoven, Wouter Boerkamp, Ariel Levy, Matheus Ferreira up to 4th place, Janis Stiak, Robert De Haan up to 6th, Marvin Klein 7th, championship leader Alessandro Gueretti down in 8th place, Keanu Bloom in 9th, Theo Overhaus rounding out the top 10, then it's Sasha Norden 2nd in the rookies. Joe Warhurst has made it up to 4th in the rookies, so from the back he's up to 22nd place. Alexandra Vatova in 23rd place as well. Solid drop from her. Alexandra, who is supported by the Iron Dames. I meant to mention that yesterday. So some great input coming there by the legendary Iron Dames team. At the moment, though, the other end of the field, lots of fighting going on. We're on board with Alessandro Gueretti in 8th place, trying to retake that 7th place. So it's been a really difficult first 5 minutes of the race for Alessandro Gueretti. Now trying to fight back. The splitter on these cars, so delicate. If you lose that, you lose all of your grip. Look at Flynn Schering in the background. Remember, he started somewhere near the back. He did a heck of a charge yesterday, and he's made it up to 12th place again today. So he's taken about 8 places, I think, in the opening few laps of this race. Just 2 laps in the books at the moment, and he's already up into 12th place. So lots of high drama here, lots of shuffling. The 1-2 is still the same. What can Wouter Boerkamp do about Huub van Eindhoven? Ariel Levy's dropped back. He's about 1.6 seconds back from the lead duo. And then it's all kicking off behind. Matheus Ferreira, what a mature drive from him so far. He's got the young Janis Stiak there, but they're all going to start to feel the force of Robert De Haan before too long, because De Haan has moved from 9th to 6th. An incident involving Alex Tauscher has been noted. There are track limits flashing up on my screen, right, left and centre. The race finished now. The gap between first and second in the points would be 27, with 50 still on the table once this race is finished. Huub van Eindhoven, even if he wins the race with the contenders in those positions behind, will be bumped out of the championship. But at the moment, Huub van Eindhoven doing everything that he can, the most that he can, leading the race. It would be a maximum 25 points for him, but he needs to hope that Alessandro Gueretti and Robert De Haan come together. Every possibility there, as Keanu Bloom is given the instruction to fall back behind Alex Tauscher. So Bloom in 10th place. Alex Tauscher is all the way down in 14th. So clearly there's been an altercation there. Bloom is going to lose a whole load of places. He drops out of line. He has to let Senna Van Serlen through, as well as Sasha Norden and Flint Schuring. So that really is a painful penalty that's come his way. Lots of track warning limits flashing up, but none involving the leaders that I can see at the moment. I don't want to look away from the screen because the target cars are now going wheel to wheel. We're on board with Robert De Haan out along the pit straight. He comes once again. Janis Stierk has already been dispatched. Now it's Matheus Ferreira, the Brazilian driver who has been so good this year, third in the rookie standings. In fact, it's Ferreira that been dispatched by Stierk. So the two cars running side by side for target competition. Robert De Haan doesn't care which one is which. He's just cleared both of them. So De Haan up into fourth place from ninth on the grid. Championship leader Alessandro Gueretti is down in eighth place at the moment. But Robert De Haan and Matheus Ferreira have all been given warnings about track limits. Alessandro Gueretti has had two track limit warnings as well, so they need to keep it within the white lines. Let's have a look here at the start. He's got the best seat in the house, hasn't he? This is deafening and spectacular. If you've never witnessed Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, you need to hear and see them live. The noise is deafening. You don't mind that. The action is never ending. And you're seeing it here on the replay of the start. Robert De Haan made a great start. Opted for a tight inside line rather than going for the wide outside. Watched everybody go deep, went so long, I'll see you later, glanced into the mirror, and he is through. Exactly what he wanted to do. Alex Tauscher, well, that explains why he was a bit further back than originally anticipated. He'd had a couple of excursions off the track. That one there would have put a whole lot of gravel onto his tyres. It started with a little tap from Theo Overhaus, the Porsche Junior, making contact with the target car. So it was kind of a bit of a double whammy. Came in alongside Sasha Norden. Norden just keeping his foot buried on it. Of course, Sasha Norden and Flint Schuring, who is directly behind him, they are both coached by Larry Tenforder, the outgoing champion in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Well, Flint Schuring is past Sasha Norden now, so Schuring up into 10th place. The stewards took a look at Theo Overhaus and also Alex Tauscher and decided no further action. So 24 points would be the gap if the race finished now, but we still got 21.25 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of this race 10 of a 12 race season, as Flint Schuring now puts the pressure onto Theo Overhaus for 9th place. Our leading rookie is Matheus Ferreira. He's in 6th place overall. Our leading Pro-Am driver, Kai Pfister, in 17th place. Let's just see who else is doing what. Joe Warhurst is up into 3rd place in the rookies from the back of the pack. So 18th place, I believe he's in a car that he's unfamiliar with. So great stuff there from Joe Warhurst, keeping himself very much in the championship hunt for the rookie title. There's Wouter Bergkamp. While all that's been going on, he's jumped in front of Huub van Eindhoven. Didn't even see that happen. So Wouter Bergkamp is leading the way. Huub van Eindhoven has now seen his GP8 teammate in front of him. Was so busy looking at the places behind, didn't see the lead change hands. So Wouter Bergkamp on his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this weekend is leading the way from Huub van Eindhoven. Van Eindhoven looking for his 2nd ever win in this series. Ariel Levy is a winner in this series. Robert De Haan is yesterday's winner, and he is now bearing down on 3rd place. So Ariel Levy will now feel Robert De Haan on his back bumper. De Haan picking up the points bit by bit. Championship leader Alessandro Gueretti down in 8th place. And certainly losing points to Robert De Haan as things stand at the moment. We're not at the halfway point of the race at the moment. I'm just looking at a number of track limit warnings. Incident involving Søren Sprague on lap 1, no further action. So Wouter Bergkamp made it in front of Huub van Eindhoven. GP Elite 1st and 2nd, but Huub van Eindhoven will not be happy about that. Will be fighting back. Ariel Levy looking vulnerable in 3rd place. Robert De Haan, man on a mission, championship in mind, throwing caution to the wind in 4th place. Janis Stierk, yesterday's 3rd place finisher, in 5th. Then Matheus Ferreira leading the rookies in 6th place. Second in the rookies, Sasha Norden in 11th place. Third in the rookies, Joe Warhurst in 17th place from the back of the pack. In the Pro-Ams, the leader is Kai Pfister in 18th overall. Here comes Robert Dehaan to the inside of Ariel Levy into turn 3. Levy not really putting up too much of a fight, so Dehaan comes through into the podium positions, and now he's going to set about after Huban Eindhoven. However, Ariel Levy keeping him in sight. Is he going to challenge into turn 4, the right-hander? He stays behind at the moment. Janis Stiak in the background as well. Robert Dehaan out of turn 4 he comes into turn 5. There's Sasha Norden, who's just seeing the back of Flint Scheuring. That's what it looks like from the perspective of Flint Scheuring. So Scheuring in 10th place from somewhere near the back of the pack. Theo Overhaus just ahead of him. We've already seen that Theo Overhaus takes no prisoners and is very, very happy to get the elbows out. So Flint Scheuring will need to tread carefully if he's going to challenge for that 9th place. At the moment, looking back, second in the rookies, but the leader of the rookie championship, Sasha Norden, in 11th place. There is Flint Scheuring behind Theo Overhaus. Janis Stiak is currently the quickest man on the track in Sector 1, setting purple times in 5th place. What has Huban Eindhoven got to take to Wouter Burkamp, who's leading the way? Incredible stuff from him. We saw him winning that race at Monza last weekend in the Super Cup. It's a driver who had to quit racing a few years ago, had 8 years off from racing, mainly for budgetary reasons. We saw him guesting in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux in 23 and 24. Had a brace of 3rd places. But if he could win this one, it would be a monstrous feather in the cap for him. So 22 points would be the gap between 1st and 2nd. If the race finished now, Robert Dehaan will be now thinking about, can he do anything to catch Huban Eindhoven? The gap at the moment is 3.499, so basically 3.5 seconds between Huban Eindhoven and Robert Dehaan. But you know that Dehaan will be putting in qualifying laps trying to catch Huban Eindhoven. He needs to look after the tyres. Tyre degradation, not always a massive issue here, but if he goes too hard on it, then he may well run out of grip towards the end of the race. Incident between 40 and 27 under investigation. So that's Stiak and Ferreira that the race directors are investigating. That is the gap evolution. So Dehaan not really making inroads into Huban Eindhoven at the moment, but now that he's broken clear of Ariel Levy, that might all change. So let's have a look. So the gap has increased by a fraction, so it's 3.507. So Van Eindhoven looking to be the quicker of the two at the moment, but I did mention tyre wear. As this race gets towards its second half, things change. Tyres wear. You can see Huban Eindhoven now starting to close in on Wouter Burkamp. Burkamp has the fastest lap of the race. That was 2 laps ago. As we see Senna van Serlen coming under attack for Alex Tauscher. So that is for 12th place. Serlen chucks back to the inside. In the background, Kiana Blum, who will be distinctly grumpy about having to give those places back, I should think, on his home race. Senna van Serlen with a nose in front of Tauscher, the 2-time winner in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, on the outside line into turn 4. Serlen keeps it tidy, making Alex Tauscher use up all that rubber, making him do all the hard work. Kiana Blum adjusts the brake balance as they head towards the next corner. These drivers have to work hard in the cars, often adjusting brake balance on almost every corner. It's a really technical job driving these cars. The last year of this particular model of Porsche before the Cup car is brought in next year. Alex Tauscher now in front of Senna van Serlen, so 12th place for him. Race leader Wouter Burkamp, half a second clear of Huban Eindhoven. Robert Dehaan across the line, he comes. I'm having a look to see what the gap is, 3.6. So Dehaan is not making inroads into the lead duo. Could it be that 3rd place is as good as it's going to get for Robert Dehaan? His championship rival, Alessandro Gueretti, is down in 7th place at the moment. Just behind him is the leading rookie, Matheus Ferreira, in the number 27 car. As we look down from turn 1, that's Ahmed Al-Shihab and Jonas Greif That is for 23rd place. There is the leader in the Pro-Ams in the blue car, Kai Pfister. Kai Pfister, this year, has certainly never won the Pro-Am race. Right, penalty lap for track limits goes to Huub van Eindhoven in second place. So suddenly, Robert de Haan is going to be with him. So a track limits penalty, and there you can see him slowing down to pass through the penalty box. So, and track limits, I told you the stewards might get involved in this. So Huub van Eindhoven is suddenly relegated behind Robert de Haan. This is a gift for de Haan, who's now moved up into second place. So track limits and Huub van Eindhoven now looking in his mirror and realizing that pole position turning it into a win is going to be something of a tall order. With 13 minutes remaining of this race, he's going to have to work hard to get second place, because Robert de Haan has snuck through when that penalty was being served. Here comes the race leader across the line, Wouter Boerkamp, now 3.7 clear of de Haan. But what can de Haan do about getting after the number 30 car? So Huub van Eindhoven in third place. Fourth place, Janis Stiak. Ariel Levy has been dropped down the order. Stiak has got past him on the previous lap. From the perspective of turn 3, once again, our race leader looks to have everything under control. 3.759 is the gap between that and the fight for second place that's just flashed under your screen there. Here comes the rest of the pack. Flint Schuring still trying to find a way past Theo Overhaus for 9th place. On board with Flint Schuring now as they head towards turn 4. This is a great opportunity to try and take one up the outside or down the inside, but there's the slower car. Well, I say slower, it's Matheus Ferreira. He's certainly not slow, but the car that they're trying to get past ahead of him, the leader in the rookies, Matheus Ferreira, will want to keep it on the track. He is not in a fight with these cars. His main contender that he's fighting with is Sasha Norden, who is in the red and white car behind Theo Overhaus and Flint Schuring. He is second in the rookies. Track limit warnings have been issued to Theo Overhaus, Matheus Ferreira, car 91 as well, Gianluca Tucciaroglu, also the leader of the Prams, Kai Pfister. They've all had track limit warnings. Are we going to get more penalties coming? It may well be the case. Nothing for the race leader though. Wouter Boerkamp keeping it all together, leading the way. Robert de Haan in second place, the gap 3.551, so he's taken a little bit out of that lead. Probably not enough at the moment, but the dynamic of these cars changing in the final third of this race as the tyres wear down, as the fuel burns off. I'm looking at Sebastian Freimuth out of my window, who's retired from the race, so he's into the pits. At the moment, Joe Warhurst is up to 16th place, continuing his march from the very back of the pack. Also from far back, Flint Schuring is up into 10th place. Second place, Robert de Haan has the pole sitter, Huub van Eindhoven, behind him. Van Eindhoven is going to have to work very hard to get past his fellow countrymen. Then Janis Stiak, then Ariel Levy has Marvin Klein tucked up behind him. Alessandro Gueretti in 7th place. Gueretti will be aware that his main championship rival, his only championship rival, is up the road ahead of him. So he'll want to get past Marvin Klein, but the two cars get together. Klein is turned around, and is he going to keep it moving? Because if he can't, it'll be a safety car. It looks like he can, but there's contact there. Gueretti getting together with Marvin Klein. The race stewards will take a look at it. Alessandro Gueretti glances in the mirror. The incident between Gueretti and Klein is under investigation. Let's have a look here. So Gueretti, well, he has got a nose in front. Very hard to see from that angle whether Klein tried to shut the door unreasonably or whether Gueretti was too forceful. This is a great view here. They had Ariel Levy in front of them. So the race directors will take a look at that. This could be significant in the championship role. That was the perspective from Gueretti. He'll say there was a gap there. Klein would say that was my line into the corner. You know what the arguments are going to be. Klein has retired into the pit, so his day is over. And Alessandro Gueretti, well, he's up to 6th place, but very much under investigation. A track limit warning has been awarded to Sasha Norden. So that could be significant. At the moment, it is just a warning. 2 warnings have been issued to Alex Tauscher. A black and white flag to Alex Tauscher for track limits. There is Marvin Klein in the pits. There's Sebastian Freimuth in the background. There is Alessandro Gueretti casually glancing up at the mirror. And we'll see whether there is anything to come from that. Second in the championship, Robert de Haan, 3.5 seconds back from Wouter Boerkamp. It seems as though the progress towards the leader has stabilised at about 3.5 seconds. Hu van Eindhoven directly behind Robert de Haan, keeping the pressure on, but not really looking like he's going to make a move here. Janis Stiak, another solid drive from him. Ariel Levy, Alessandro Gueretti, then Matheus Ferreira with Flint Schuring. So Schuring has broken clear Theo Overhaus. Norden in 10th place behind them. Then Alex Tauscher, Senna van Serlen, Keanu Blum in 13th place. Look down from the perspective of turn 1. So the challenges continue. Oh, there's a look at Joe Warhurst. So in a Robert de Haan car, I think we would agree there. Certainly a spare car, not his main and favoured machine. He had that impact yesterday when Jan Seifert made sizable contact with the barrier. As we see Marvin Klein exiting stage left. His day is done. And coming into this season as a championship favourite, of course, the 2-time champion of Porsche Carrera Cup France, certainly not what he was looking for. Right, Mikael Schrey, Alexandra Vatova got a 2nd place in the rookies yesterday, currently in 5th place in the rookies. And the Iron Dames sponsored pilot has looked very much at home, very excited to be here, a very welcome addition, hugely talented. We saw her in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux this year, and she's decided to step up to the big league. As you see Jonas Greif just behind, taking a fairly wide line into the corner. Flashing through your picture. Oh, and there's me bigging her up, and she's had a problem. Alexandra Vatova, so she's parked up at the side of the track, so what has happened there? I would suggest from those tyre marks that it's been a spin. 10 out of 10 for my deduction there. 3-point turn on the track, so that is up at turn 6 and 7. And it looks like she's struggling to get it moving, so maybe there's an issue there. Penalty lap 2 times for Alessandro Gueretti. For a 6th place, the championship leader is going to have to pass through the penalty box twice for causing a collision, so that is going to drop him back out of the top 10. So Robert de Haan has got it all going his way. He's in 2nd place at the moment. He's taken 4 tenths out of the lead. So Alessandro Gueretti, you saw him serving 1 there. Flint Schuring has just gone past. Schuring up into 7th place. Alessandro Gueretti will tumble down the order even more because he's going to have to do that again on the next lap. There's Alexandra Vatova's car. So good that Gueretti's getting it done quickly, because if we get a safety car, then it will close the pack up, and any penalty lap there would relegate you to the very back of the pack. Vatova at the moment is still stranded at the side of the track, less than 5.5 minutes remaining. So much drama this season in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and Alessandro Gueretti falling foul of the stewards. He's into 8th place at the moment, but I think he's got another penalty lap to come, and that is going to drop him even further down the pack. The penalty lap is designed to add about 5 seconds onto the lap time. Meanwhile, Robert de Haan has taken 1.1 seconds out of the lead. Next one, Theo Overhaus in 9th place. He too has a penalty lap, this time for track limit. So the penalties coming thick and fast in the closing stages of this race. Meanwhile, Joe Warhurst has moved up into 15th place. He's 3rd in the rookies, past Oscar Bixrud. Haven't even said anything about Oscar Bixrud here in the 48 car for ID Racing. The orange and, not the orange, the green and yellow car that you've just seen coming through your screen there with Mikael Esman behind us. Alessandro Gueretti drops into the penalty box once again and rejoins right by Keanu Blum. So that will be in 13th place. So it's going to be slim pickings for Alessandro Gueretti. This is going to close Robert de Haan right up on the championship. Remember though, at the Sachsenring last time out, Robert de Haan was leading with a lap and a half to go, and a puncture robbed him of points, so it's never over until they cross the finish line. But Alessandro Gueretti, having been running in the top 3 at the start of this race, now dropping back, and he's got another one for not serving it correctly. So he probably didn't go below the minimum speed that was required. So a third penalty lap is coming the way of Alessandro Gueretti. So he's going to drop out of the points. So Alessandro Gueretti in that 13th place. Joe Warhurst there as well, looking to jump up a position. So Alessandro Gueretti's disastrous day has gone from bad to worse. So he's going to have to do it again. The penalty box on the exit of turn 3 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. That gap, 13 points, may well come down further after this lap, because Alessandro Gueretti falling foul of the stewards. An incident involving Jean-Luc Tucharoglu also has been reported to the stewards. Huub van Eindhoven's had another track limit warning. Right, Gueretti has not peeled off into the penalty box of that time around. So whether the message has not got through or whether they're just protesting it with the race directors. But Kiana Blum in 13th place will surely jump in front of the gold and black machine. We'll keep one eye on that. 2.5 minutes remaining in this race, so yeah, he didn't. You could see from the speedo, he didn't go below 50 kilometers an hour. That is the minimum time through the penalty box, 50 kilometers an hour, and you can see from the speedo on the display that he didn't get slow enough, and that is why he's been instructed to do it again. And there is Jean-Luc Tucharoglu, so he's retired as well. And he's had a difficult second half of the season, lower points scoring, but Jean-Luc Tucharoglu with so much potential, and he is now looking on from the sides. There he is from the number 91 car. So we've lost Tucharoglu, we've lost Alexandra Vatova, we've lost Marvin Klein, we've lost Sebastian Freimuth. While all that's going on, Walter Boerkamp leads the way, 2.3 seconds clear of Robert de Haan. The warnings and penalties coming up so thick and fast on the screen, I can barely keep up with it. Flint Schering has now found a route past Matheus Ferreira. So from the back of the pack, up to 6th place. So impressive. So Alessandro Gueretti passes by other drivers having to drive through the penalty box. A penalty lap was also awarded to Ahmed Al-Shihab and also to Senna van Serlen, and that was for track limits as well. So many penalties coming thick and fast. We're into the final minute of timed racing. Walter Boerkamp leads the way, but this result very much is going to be subject to confirmation. De Haan in 2nd, Huub van Eindhoven in 3rd. Track limit warning to Joe Warhurst, who's 3rd in the rookies. Leading the rookies, Matheus Ferreira. Norden 2nd in the rookies. While all that's been going on, as a result of the trip to the penalty box, Mikael Esman has jumped to the lead in the Pro-Ams in 16th place. Al-Shihab is into 2nd in the Pro-Ams. Mikael Schrei in 3rd. Kai Pfister has dropped down to 4th place in the Pro-Ams. So it's all been kicking off back there as well. Gonna have to watch some replays of this race to find out what exactly happened. Right, where is Walter Boerkamp? There is Kai Pfister. Looks like he is going fairly slowly at the moment. Right, Boerkamp is out of turn 3, so it's going to be a lap and a half of this race remaining. Anybody who makes it to the end without a penalty is going to be a winner. That is why Kai Pfister is dropping down the order, because he's done a spin. We've also got another penalty lap that is coming the way of Ahmed Al-Shihab, because he too did not take a penalty lap correctly. They're practically having to queue up to get into the penalty box. I don't know whether Alessandro Gueretti has retaken his penalty yet either, but so far, every time he's gone past, there's been somebody in the box already. Right, the clock has struck 0. Walter Boerkamp is at turn 8 at the moment. It's turn 9, so just a little over 1 lap remaining. He's about the only driver that hasn't attracted any attention today. And Robert De Haan too. That's a nice surprise, isn't it? De Haan not getting into trouble, keeping it clean, into second place, doing a great job and closing in. He's going to be right in on the championship again. Hub van Eindhoven in the last of the podium positions, but not going to be particularly happy about that considering where he was. Janis Stiak a long way back in the background. Then Ariel Levy, Flint Schuring, what progress to sixth place. Then the leader in the rookies, Matheus Ferreira, solid drive into seventh place. We look down from turn 3 and into the right-hander for the very last time. Wouter Boerkamp, Robert De Haan, Hub van Eindhoven, Janis Stiak, Matheus Ferreira, the leader. No, there's Ariel Levy, of course, Flint Schuring, Matheus Ferreira, the leader in the rookies. Mikael Esman just keeping out of trouble right now. Goretti passes through and takes that penalty lap, then gets back up to speed, but he's lost places again. In fact, he's not lost that much. Senna van Serlen will move up into 12th place, so it'll be about 13th place for Alessandro Goretti, who's going to be just a couple of points when this race is done and dusted. Certainly, that big lead he had coming into this weekend has been eaten away, and he'll fight back, but De Haan well and truly back into the championship hunt. But what about this man there? The number 30, Wouter Boerkamp, making his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this weekend, and he wins for the second time of asking across the line here at the Red Bull Ring. Robert De Haan propels himself back into the championship hunt with a second place. The pole sitter, Hub van Eindhoven, in third, and it's going to be a rookie win for Matheus Ferreira. He was passed by Alex Tauscher towards the end of the race, but he's the leading rookie driver in 8th place. Sasha Norden second in the rookies. Joe Warhurst in an unfamiliar car coming home in 3rd place in the rookies. We're still waiting for the Pro-Am leader to come through. Oscar Bixrud is going to be in the points on his debut weekend in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. And Mikael Esman wins in the Pro-Ams ahead of Mikael Schrei, with Ahmed Al-Shahab 3rd in the Pro-Ams, waiting for him to come across the line as we see the celebrations. Now Ahmed Al-Shahab crosses the line, 3rd in the Pro-Ams. But what a result. Wouter Boerkamp, his debut was yesterday. He got a 7th place. Today, he takes a win. His second ever race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. I'm told that he's looking to make a proper return to racing. If he comes to Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany next year, he would be a challenger for the title from the word go. We saw him taking that win at Monza in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup last weekend. We saw him taking some 3rd places at Assen the last couple of years in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. But now the Dutch driver, yet another Dutch driver. It's a 1, 2, 3 Dutch drivers on the podium. But that one there, car number 30, who takes the top step for Team GP Elite. A really sterling drive, and the championship now just 12 points between Goretti and De Haan. 25 points for a win. We got 2 races still to come this season, both at the Hockenheim Ring. It's going to go down to the wire. So with the cars on their cool-down lap, getting the pickup on the tyres, there you have your classification, very much subject to confirmation, with a lot of track limit warnings, a lot of track limits still under investigation. But Wouter Boerkamp, I don't think anybody can dispute that one. Robert De Haan, a good clean race from him. Hub van Eindhoven, your 1, 2, 3. Janis Stiak, Ariel Levy, Flint Schuring from the back. Alex Tauscher, Matheus Ferreira, winner in the rookies. Sasha Norden, he will have, be happy with points for 2nd place in the rookies, ahead of Theo Overhaus. Kiana Blum in 11th, Senna van Serlen in 12th, Goretti with just a couple of points for that 13th place, ahead of Joe Warhurst, 3rd in the rookies, Oscar Bixrud in 15th, 4th in the rookies, and then the Pro-Am 1, 2, 3, Mikael Esman Mikael Schrei and Ahmed Al-Shihab. So Wouter Boerkamp receiving congratulations from Team GP Elite, who prepare red-hot cars. And they, with 2 cars on the podium, as Robert De Haan. If you'd have offered him second place from 9th on the grid when he got out of bed this morning, he would have taken your arm off. And he has just kept his nose clean, picked off the cars one by one, and got himself on the podium. And the real icing on the cake for Robert De Haan is the championship leader is all the way down in 13th place. So the drivers just been weighed. Minimum weights for drivers and cars. There is Wouter Boerkamp. Hard work, half an hour of racing, but it is pure, explosive, energetic, everything on the line. And Wouter Boerkamp's a name we've seen around many years ago, and now back with a vengeance. Taking his first ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and doing it in a fairly convincing fashion as well. Your pole sitter, Huub van Eindhoven, but for that penalty, may well have been further up the order. But to be fair, Boerkamp's passed him cleanly on the track. Coming through from 9th on the grid, Robert De Haan showed that even with his back against the wall, he can still fight with that second place. But Wouter Boerkamp's taking the top step of the podium for the first time in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. What a 7 days it has been for the Dutch driver. And he will be so encouraged and so ready for whatever he may do in 2026. So the celebrations in Parc Fermé, and then it'll be up to the podium in just a few minutes. But the moments that will be cherished, and the wonderful Red Bull trophies as well. Look at that. It's a 2-horse race in the points, but it's closer than ever. 50 points on the table. The champion is either going to be Alessandro Gueretti or Robert De Haan. We're going to find out the answer to that at the next round. 2 races remaining, one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday at the Hockenheim Ring. We've also got the Rookie Championship. Sasha Norden taking a second in that. Joe Warhurst taking a third. And Matheus Ferreira taking a first in the Rookie Championship. So, if I'm correct, it would be a 17-point gap in the Rookie Championship between Sasha Norden and Joe Warhurst, with Matheus Ferreira 35 points back. But that is really subject to confirmation. As I said, we don't have an official points championship that's been issued from yesterday yet, so there may well be some more questions that need to be answered, but certainly the championship is going to go down to the wire on that one as well. Mikael Schrei with a second place in the Pro-Ams, Ahmed Al-Shihab with a third place in the Pro-Ams, and Mikael Esman with a win in the Pro-Ams. So that all closes up as well. It'll be a 36-point gap, if I'm correct, between Schrei and Al-Shihab. Mikael Esman 56 points back, so will be out of the battle for the Pro-Ams. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race in the Pro-Ams, a 3-horse race in the Rookies, and a 2-horse race in the overall championship, all subject to confirmation, but still very much up in the air. As I mentioned earlier on, it's going to be new names on all the driver trophies, because Larry Tenforder, who retired at the end of last year, not defending The rookie, outgoing rookie champion, is Flint Schuring. Clearly, he's not a rookie anymore. The Pro-Am champion, two-time Pro-Am champion last year and the year before, Zoran Sprain, also mathematically out of it now. In the team standings, coming into this weekend, Schumacher CLRT were leading Team GP Elite by 37 points. I'm going to let someone else with more fingers and toes to work out that one, but I think after that result, we can see that Team GP Elite will have closed in on Schumacher CLRT significantly. They've had a very, very good couple of races. The two highest points scoring cars in a team, the highest two scoring cars in a team score the points. Everybody else then moves up for any third, fourth, fifth cars. So we'll see where that one shakes out. So there's Proton Huber competition who prepare the Robert de Haan car. They're the bridesmaids today. That may well all change next time out at Hockenheim. Huub van Eindhoven back onto the podium once again. Not looking especially delighted with that. It will be his 10th podium appearance. Robert de Haan, that's his 18th podium appearance. And his first ever podium appearance is going to be the top step for Wouter Boerkamp. Boerkamps, S on the end apparently. And then from Team GP Elite, we have a representative who I believe is Dennis Wagenaar. An all-Dutch podium in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. The representation from the Netherlands, always so strong. As Thomas Uberall, the general manager of the Red Bull Ring, presents the third place trophy. We thank the Red Bull Ring for making us so welcome. Torsten Rucker, project manager, customer support of Porsche Deutschland, presents the trophy to Robert de Haan. I've never seen Robert so happy with a second place. And the winner's trophy, the first of many, I expect, going to Wouter Boerkamps. And then Torsten presenting the team trophy as well to Team GP Elite, with Dennis Wagenaar receiving it on their behalf. So the reflecting will start what has been an action-packed, sometimes controversial weekend here at the Red Bull Ring. Always entertaining. What a season this is turning out to be for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Anyone who thought that Alessandro Gueretti was going to tie the championship up this weekend was very much mistaken. The headline, Robert de Haan is back and he's taken it to the wire. We will see who the champions are at the Hockenheim at the beginning of October. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.